program aimed at keeping our neighborhoods clean and combating illegal dumping. But first, I would like to remind everyone about the Mayor's Spring Cleanup, which is taking place later this month on Saturday, April 24th. This is a clean where you live cleanup as we continue to navigate this pandemic of COVID-19. And everyone from Baltimore knows that that's something that we have done in our city for a long time. You clean in front of your house, your step, your stoop, your gutter, and that's what we're trying to bring back, that sense of self-responsibility that all of us have, a part that we all have to support our workers in DPW, community organizations like CHUM, into keeping our city and making our city a cleaner place. I encourage every single community, every block, every neighborhood to participate in this most important spring cleanup. If you call 311 or visit BALT311.baltimorecity.gov. Again, that's BALT, B-A-L-T, 311.baltimorecity.gov. You can register your neighborhood or your block's cleanup to get bags to support your efforts. Of course, this is an annual tradition for Baltimore for us to come together to clean our neighborhoods. Through teamwork and community collaboration, we can keep Baltimore City clean. So join us and spring yourself and your neighborhood into action on April 24th. And especially for young people, this is something that you can get community service hours for. And we know that our city has its challenges around illegal dumping. As many of you will remember, as council president, I led a roaming team throughout the city, throughout the summer and early fall, of cleaning up in neighborhoods, and we'll look forward to starting that again. And I am extremely excited to be here today in CHUM to announce a pilot program to do just that. In a community that is near and dear to my heart, CHUM here in Northeast Baltimore is where I first cut my teeth as a community organizer. I spent probably more hours cleaning up in this neighborhood alongside Mark and Ron and the entire team from CHUM than any neighborhood in the city. And what I always appreciated about coming to CHUM for a community cleanup is that it was community driven. It was not let's wait for the city, let's not wait for someone else. It was how can we take responsibility for our community and be a part of cleaning it up. And I think that where we are today is actually, Mark, where we said we wanted to be back then. And that's to have a partnership with the city, would directly support neighborhoods who wanted to take responsibility for the conditions of trash and cleanliness. So this pilot program will enhance our DPW cleaning services by hiring residents of this community, of Coldstream, Homestead, Montebello, to clean up their neighborhood. 3 residents will be hired as a part of this pilot, paid $15 an hour to clean streets and alleys across CHUM. They will also receive workforce development training, but it doesn't stop there. Give them a second to go past. It doesn't stop there. At the completion of the program, these residents will be trained and prepared for full-time employment in our Department of Public Works. We will also be evaluating this pilot so we can better understand the impact and consider ways we can bring this to more neighborhoods across Baltimore. This pilot was made possible by a combined $70,000 community catalyst grant through our housing department and Weinberg Foundation grant. This is about working in partnership with our communities to make our neighborhoods cleaner and safer while doing so through a lens of equity. Our neighborhoods here, like CHUM, hit hardest by illegal dumping, where persistent trash challenges are oftentimes the same neighborhoods that were historically redlined. I want to see this effort and an incredible example of city-community partnership replicated across our city. Before I turn it over to Acting Director Garbark, I want to thank my good friend Mark for his leadership and for bringing this innovative idea to the city to keep CHUM clean and put our residents to work in the process. I also want to thank John Chalmers, the head of our Bureau of Solid Waste, who unfortunately couldn't be here with us today, and the entire team for DPW for not only their willingness to partner with this community and facilitate this work, but for the work that they do each and every day to make our city safer. I see them out there cleaning. You see them out there cleaning. Take a second to say thank you. Take a second to help them. Take a second to talk to your neighbors about what happens and what they have to do if people don't dispose of their waste in the right way. And with that, I'd like to turn it over to Acting Director Garbark for remarks. Mr. Director.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The Department of Public Works is excited to join you today to celebrate this innovative program. We appreciate the work of community leaders who are working every day to improve their communities. Collaboration with community organization groups improves the work we do and improves beautification of the city. Mark Washington is a leader in the Coldstream Homestead Montebello community who had an idea for cleaning his neighborhood as part of a bigger plan to support redevelopment and beautification. He has worked hard to secure funding and forge partnerships to achieve his vision of a clean community. It is truly inspiring to witness Mark's energy and commitment to the neighborhood and to the city overall. CHUM has secured grants to fund staffing and equipment so they can proactively clean the area quickly and efficiently. The Bureau of Solid Waste within the Department of Public Works will be coordinating cleaning efforts with CHUM's cleaning crew. DPW will funnel service requests to CHUM's crew that are in the geographic area of the program and will review before and after photos to keep records of the cleaning efforts. The work of the CHUM crew will free up city staff to focus on larger cleaning projects. Our crews will coordinate with these crews to make sure all work is completed timely and thoroughly. We look forward to working with Mark and his team in this effort. When communities have an opportunity to launch a program like this, it is important that the city makes every effort to support them. We hope this type of coordination and collaboration can serve as a model for other communities throughout this city. It is now my pleasure to introduce the man with the vision that brought us here today, the Executive Director of the Coldstream Homestead Montebello Community Corporation, Mark Washington.
I want to thank you all for coming out today. It truly is a historic and monumental day for us here in CHUM. I think Mayor Scott is being too kind to me. I don't know if Mayor Scott recalls on one of the many cleanups, particularly one we did on Tivoli, where he came up with an idea that I just thought at the time was crazy. He was like, you know what we should get? We should get some trash trucks. We should get a dump truck from the city, and we can haul this stuff away on our own. So I said to him, I said, from your lips to God's ears. And thankfully God was listening, because today we are here with trash truck, not one, but two, as well as a dump truck to tackle the scourge that is illegal dumping in Baltimore City. This pilot program will serve as a data-driven approach to determine the efficacy of equipping and empowering Baltimore neighborhoods with the tools needed to support and aid the city's effort in combating illegal dumping. Providing skill development and living wage employment opportunities for young people from the community to act as agents of change in their community is a vital component of this pilot program. My grandmother used to say, it's not where you live, but how you live. And today, with the support of Mayor Brandon Scott, our partners in solid waste, DHCD, the Harry and Jeanette Weinberg Foundation, and Healthy Neighborhoods, the communities of Coldstream, Homestead, Montebello choose to live with illegal dumping no more. Today, we choose to be the change. Thank you. And thank you, Mayor Scott, for this.
Thank you, Mark. And now we will hear from the fearless councilwoman from the 14th District, Councilwoman Odette Ramos. Madam Councilwoman.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, everyone, for being out here today. This is so exciting, and I'm honored to have this amazing program in our district. I also want to make sure that we thank Councilwoman Mary Pat Clark, who also was part of the team to put this together prior to my being on the City Council. This is really amazing. There are a group of council members and I that are working together on combating illegal dumping across the city. And when we have innovative approaches like this, we need to spread that out across the city. So I'm honored to be working with my colleagues on increasing the fees if you illegally dump, but also making sure that we spread these innovative approaches across the city to our other council districts. So thank you very much, Mark Washington and Mayor Scott, for your vision, and thanks to the whole crew at Coldstream Homestead Montebello, because this is a community that is dedicated to making sure that no one else dumps on our neighborhood. Thank you.
And before we take questions, Mark has some further things he would like to address. Mr. Washington?
Yeah, as Mayor Scott alluded to, we've been working together hand in hand well before Mayor Scott became an elected official. This has been a true mission for him and his calling in life. But since we've been together for so long, it means that we have also gifted Mayor Scott with numerous birthday presents, not because of anything special, other than just the fact that he is a special person that puts his money and his body and his action where his mouth is. So today we're going to present Mayor Scott with two things. The first is the official uniform for the Chum Clean team. Yes. So, yeah, you thought you were going to get off easy. Yes. So you want to? Go ahead, man.
There it is. I do. I gotta check. Here. No, I'm about to put it on. Hold on a second.
It's just, let me hold it for you.
Got it.
Yeah. We got an alley to clean up later on.
I knew you were gonna say that. That's funny.
Perfect.
There we go. Now I knew Mark wasn't gonna let me come up here and not do any work. But thank you. Now we'll take questions, everyone.
Wait.
Oh, sorry.
I got one more thing, and this is unrelated to this, and I hope you don't mind. But happy birthday.
Oh, thank you, sir.
The council person has gotten numerous gifts from us.
Thank you.
The mayor is now receiving his first official
Birthday gift.
present.
Thank
sir.
you. Thank you, sir. I'm gonna see what that is later on. Questions? Who's first? Oh, Mike's over here. I'm looking for the mic. Dan?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and happy belated birthday to you.
Thank you, sir.
I have two questions, if that's all right.
Yeah.
And the first one is regarding who you're hoping to recruit and who DPW is hoping to recruit for this. Obviously, $15 an hour, maybe some children, like 18 years old, that type of stuff. Children who may be out of school. Who do you hope to recruit for
Well,
this?
it's not about who DPW or I hope to recruit. Mark is the community leader here. He knows. I know who they are just because of my connection to the neighborhood. But there are young men and women in this neighborhood who need the opportunity. And I know, I'm going to allow him to come up and answer. I know that's what he's going to say. It's about providing the opportunity for someone who lives in Chum, someone who may have lost their way, to be a part of cleaning their neighborhood and helping a neighborhood that is having a revival. When you think about the development that's coming to Tivoli, the Tivoli Hugo Fenwick triangle, that when I was a high school student a few minutes away, it was one of the most violent areas in the city. When I came to City Hall as a staffer, basically Mark and I were the only people that would walk down that block, right? That's the kind of person that you're trying to get into this job. Mark, you want to address that?
So we have three people working with us. One is here today, Ron Lindsay. He actually is going to serve as supervisor. But two of the young men, Shabazz and Jamar, have been with us for a while. Shabazz was a young man who lives in the community on Carswell Street, couldn't be with us today, but he had previously been involved in the criminal justice system. Nevertheless, he worked with us through the community service program, and then we brought him on as a youth worker. He is still working with us today, and I am glad that we are going to be able to pay him and Jabbar $15 an hour to help clean their community, because they've been doing it without recognition for quite some time.
Thank you. And an off-topic question for you, Mr. Mayor, just about police reform in Annapolis and the General Assembly overriding the vetoes of the governor. I'm just looking to see how you believe this may make Baltimore a safer city.
Well, listen, you cannot be a city that's as safe as we need to be, or a state or a country as safe as need to be, with everything that has been going on in our country. You have to evolve and change things to be more representative of everyone. And I am grateful to the General Assembly for overriding the governor's veto. We know that here in Baltimore City, a lot of the things that people are discussing, because of our consent decree and us being a leader in reform, we are ahead of the pace there. And it's about having policies in place that keep everyone safe. This is not about us singling out any person versus the next, or a type of job versus the next. It's about fairness, this is about equity, and it's about valuing all lives, something that has not happened in this country over the years.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Sir?
Mr. Mayor, how you doing, sir?
I'm good, sir.
Birthday.
Thank you.
One of our reporters with Channel 2, Maria Savaste, has done countless stories on, dumping, illegal dumping. And one of the things that neighbors were saying to Mallory is penalties. Because once you guys clean up, folks come back again. And are you, looking at any kind of penalties for folks over, as you start this program? And then the second thing, are you teaming up with any other agency? Like back in the day, the Afro had Clean Block, and you could win an award and money and stuff like that. So are you looking to team up with other agencies?
Yeah, I'll answer the second question first, Mr. Pete. As we come out of the pandemic and we get back to quote-unquote normal cleanups, we will absolutely be looking to not just reinstitute Afro Clean Block, but how we can take that to the next level with other organizations and partnerships to make sure that we're bringing back that model of community and block by block pride in that sense. And to your first question, we already have, we know that our DPW and housing work hand in hand to identify people who are dumping trash. We give fines and citations. Actually, when I was on the council, we raised them. You heard from the councilwoman today that they're going to be working with all of us to see if we should be raising those fines, how we should be addressing that. But it's not just about the enforcement piece. We're going to continue to do that. I want everybody under the sound of my voice to hear that every time these gentlemen come out into a neighborhood and they're cleaning it up, we can't just allow people to come back in. We need more information on the cars that are dropping these things off. Oftentimes, and the housing department will tell you, we get trash dumped from other places in the city. We have to be better, and we'll look at every system that we can to stop illegal dumping.
Thank you. My last question, is he going to sing happy birthday?
He absolutely not is singing happy birthday today. Mark has many talents. Singing is not one of them. Ma'am?
I just have to say I love the suit, Mayor.
Thank you.
It's great.
It actually feels more comfortable than a regular suit for me.
I'm sure, yeah, it looks comfortable. My question is just expanding on that former question about police reform. As you know, there are some critics out there who are worried about retention and retaining and hiring of police officers. Do you have any comments to those critics about what that means also for public safety here in the city?
Yeah, I think that we have to understand, if we think that the way that we've been operating, not just here in Maryland, but around this country, with what this moment that we are living in doesn't need change, then people are blind. We have to change and evolve. And when that comes, it also comes to responsibility, with a higher level of responsibility on how we communicate to people, how we're bringing people into public safety, how we're focusing in on having homegrown talent there. This is not just about singling out police officers. This is about equity and fairness. This is about making sure that we have policies that are based in the 21st century and the world that we actually live in, not the world that folks 30, 40 years ago thought we should live in.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? Thank you, everybody.